Well, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Papa's Workshops. These are for Adam, Brady, Luke, and Brenna. But before we get started, we got to check in with my assistant. There's Molly. Always ready, always alert, ready for a toy or a treat, whichever comes first. All right, you ready to get going today? Today's episode will be a little short one. We're going to just review some other past projects that I've made in 2018 into 2020 before I started this channel. Just to kind of fill in before we start on a new project. I'm going to start on a new one next week. That'll be in December, first week of December. I'm just right now kind of researching the project, and so you can look forward to that. But without further ado, here we are. Well, here is a silverware chest that I made in 2018. This isn't a reproduction since they didn't have chests like this, but for silverware in the 18th century, but it's in that same Chippendale style of furniture. My wife inherited some silverware sets, and she needed a place to put them all. We came across something that was about this size at an estate sale. It wasn't in the Chippendale style, of course. And being a true woodworker, I said, I can make that. But being wiser now, I didn't say I could make it cheaper. I just said I could make it better. So here is the result. This is out of curly cherry. And we've got the little baby's butt corners for the top. And a book match set on the top and sides. We've got the Philadelphia style bone and claw feet on all fours, and of course the knees are carved. This was the designs for all of that were taken off of other pieces, and this is an applied carving, so it was carved separately and then glued on. It's a little thicker than it probably should be, but I was worried about. I had this tape, double-sided tape down to a board while I carved it, and I was afraid I couldn't get that back off of there without it breaking. So I left it thicker than it needed to be. But I've since found out that if you take acetone in a syringe and put that on the edges, it'll seep into where the double-sided tape is and release, so you can do a thinner piece. So what I did is when I glued that on there, then I trimmed the bottom of this board to be flush with the bottom of that piece, so it's all supported. What turned out to be one of the harder things of this build were the drawers, the holders for the silverware. This purple fabric is a material that's got a chemical on it that prevents the silver from tarnishing. And folding that around this form turned out to be quite a chore. I had to deconstruct one of the other boxes that the silverwares were in to come up with a fold pattern, and it had to be done in stages to get that all to stay down. So every drawer has got a slightly different layout, but there's quite a bit of those in these. The big drawers actually have a sliding thing for the knives, so it holds quite a bit of silver. As you can see, this was a fun project. I got the handle on the side like a lot of chests that were roughly this size. It's maybe 3 foot high. All in all, it was a fun project, and like I said, it's not a strict reproduction of a piece. It's kind of a mix of things in that same style. So, and best of all, my assistant, she approves. So, all right, here is another project. This is, again, not a reproduction, but is something that's built in that same 18th century Chippendale style. This is a coffee table, and of course they didn't have coffee tables in the 18th century. So this is my own design, and I tried something a little different. I like to do things different. This is my take on a little French foot that doesn't come up real well. See, it's round and has a little bit of decorative. I'll get here where the light is better. All right, you kind of see the. Yeah, this, and then there's a bead that goes up and flows into this carving. And so all 4 feet are that way. And of course we've got the curves. This is out of cherry again. One thing I would have changed on it is I did put a bead on the bottom here, but it's very hard to see. There, you can see it there. When it was on the bench, that looked like that was plenty big, but it needed to be twice that size to actually show up. You can't really see it. The top conforms to the shape of the apron. Again, nice little piece. So that's sort of some of the background on what I've made in the past. All right, I hope you enjoyed those. Like I said, we're going to be starting next week on a new project, and it'll be 18th century furniture. That's kind of what this channel is about. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video if you like it, and we'll see you next week.